All right, yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy Aaron, and I'm back here with another recap. This is from April 26th, 2022, playoff recap, and we're gonna start off with Hawks and Heat. Now, April 26th is the day right before my birthday, so I'm officially 21 in 10 minutes. So we're gonna knock this one out, and maybe I won't turn 21 right here on this camera, but who knows? Pretty much, I mean, this game was not really dominated by the Heat, but it kind of felt like the Heat had it in control for most of what I watched. Not gonna lie, I did miss part of this game. Obviously, watching the Memphis game, that game just meant a little more to me. But the big storyline was Jimmy Butler would not play, and the Heat would still manage to win. Trae Young was bad. He was just bad. He shot 2 for 12, 0 for 5 from 3. He had 7 for 9 from free throw, 11 points. I mean, that's a bad game for Trae Young, and he knows it. Uh, the biggest takeaway from this game for the Hawks and the biggest plus for it is DeAndre Hunter had 35 points. And in my opinion, DeAndre Hunter has been great in this series. I've really loved watching him. He's definitely, I think, got more to him than I think we originally anticipated for him. He's always been somebody that I kind of liked, but I think I really like him even more now after this series. I think he has some more upside that we haven't seen yet. The big thing for Miami that I took away was Victor Oladipo. The first quarter, he was going crazy in the first quarter. He was going at everybody. And man, this Miami team looks dangerous if they're healthy. I mean, they're deep, man. They're really deep. Think about it. I mean, you've got Victor Oladipo coming off the bench. You've got Kyle Lowry. You've got Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson. Like, this team is deep, man. Like, they're going to be dangerous. Now, they get to win 97-94, but the biggest thing I want to talk about is this last play by the Hawks. I mean, that was a terribly designed play. And I'm sorry. I mean, you had two shots at it. You didn't get the ball in the first time. You call another timeout, and you don't get the ball in the second time. I mean, and Nate McMillan has continuously showed that he doesn't know when to call a timeout. He has ruined several, or he's not, I'm not going to say ruined. He has had several chances to stop runs with timeouts, which is something that's very common in the NBA, and he like refuses to do it. He's going to let you play through it and let you figure it out, but his team just hasn't proven to really be able to figure it out without help. I'm not dissing Nate McMillan, but I'm not 100% sure that he is the best coach for this team. And maybe it's just the personnel. Maybe they don't have the personnel. Maybe Trae Young needs a secondary guy. I don't know. We'll see. That's up to that team to tackle in the offseason. This team will probably be the next rebuild for me, so I guess it will be up to me to figure out too. But and kind of what I'm gonna say, I would like to see them get another wing, a Paul George type player or something. You know, obviously, Paul George is not available, but somebody similar to that build, just for an idea. The next game we're going to go into is going to be the Phoenix Suns versus the New Orleans Pelicans, because I'm saving the Grizzlies for last, even though they were the middle game. This was a great game for Mikal Bridges. It was fantastic. I just got done watching it literally 5 minutes ago. Man, what a game for him. 31 points. Really, he had like 28 or 27 or something. He got those two dunks at the end of the game. But hey, I don't blame him. I'd take them too. Just really a great game for him. And it was not a bad game for Ingram, I would say. 7 for 19. He definitely could have been better. CJ, 7 for 22. If I'm the Pelicans, I'm looking at it like this. We didn't shoot well from the field, but we were still not completely out of the game. The score looks worse than it was, 112-97. It was really closer than that until the fourth quarter, like the very end there. It really felt more like a 10-point game as opposed to like a 15 to 16-point game. So I guess that's a good takeaway. You know, you didn't shoot well from the field, but you were still in the game. The biggest thing for me with the Suns was Bridges, but not only Bridges, everybody showed up. I mean, you had 9 from Jay Crowder, 8 from Cam Johnson, including a big dunk at the end to stop pretty much the dagger, to stop any chance of the Pelicans coming back and winning this one. DeAndre Ayton gave you 19. Chris Paul gave you 22 and 11 and 6 rebounds. Just a big game for Chris Paul, along with 3 steals. And then JaVale McGee came in. He only gave you 2 this game, which arguably is not very good for him compared to what he's been doing the rest of the games, but he only played 9 minutes. I'm not going to disrespect him for that. But the biggest guy off the bench that we love that if you're the Suns, you'd love to see is Cameron Payne. This has been the best game he's had. And not honestly, I didn't think he played too bad last game. I think he kind of started figuring it out in game 4, but I think he figured it out a little more here in game 5. And I think he's going to be better off going through the rest of this series, hopefully for them, and through the rest of the playoffs. But overall, good win for the Suns. And it puts them up 3-2. They have to close it out. They get 2 chances to close it out, but I would really like to not let them go to game 7 if I'm the Suns. If you go to game 7 with that team, you could be in trouble. I think they've got a lot of energy. They're a young team, and they really want it. You can see that just in their face. They want that win. But, man, we're going to get into this Grizzlies and Timberwolves game. I'm watching this game, man, and I'm stressed, bro. If you guys don't know, the Grizzlies are my second favorite team, right behind the Clippers. But the Clippers aren't in, so of course I'm going to go with the Grizz. I live an hour away from the FedEx Forum. Been to several of their games this year. But, man, this game was stressful. I mean, it wasn't – at the beginning of the game, it wasn't Ja really playing bad. He was kind of just okay. But nobody was making shots. Dillon wasn't making shots. Bane wasn't making shots. Jaren Jackson was in foul trouble again. And I'm sitting here watching this like, oh, my God. They're going to go down 3-2. Like, this is not good. But, hey, all credit to Memphis. They pulled it out. And the biggest part and the biggest reason was Ja Morant in the fourth quarter. I think he had 18 in the fourth or something. I mean, it was insane. And the biggest thing for Ja was, and it felt, man, it was crazy. You get right there at the end of the third quarter, and he goes down the lane and just throws down this vicious dunk, maybe the best dunk of his career. And you're like, oh, crap. Like, it just felt like he let out all his frustration right there. And it was like, okay, the Timberwolves better watch out because they already can't hold a lead to save their life. But he's ready. And he came into that fourth quarter and dominated. I think he went into the fourth with 9 assists. He ended the fourth with 9 assists as well. He dominated by himself. I mean, just his scoring was what dominated. He was getting rebounds as well. But, man, that 3 he came up and shot was the biggest shot of the game, I believe. I mean, other than the layup, obviously, that he hit to win the game. But, man, that 3 was what really, I mean, it brought him back and put him back ahead. And it was, Ja hadn't made a 3 all night. He was 0 for 3 at that point. He comes down the court, top of the key, pulls it. And in my mind, I was like, oh, that's going in. And he knocked it down. So, huge bucket for him. And then Anthony Edwards, shout out to Anthony Edwards, man. I love to watch him play. I hate the Timberwolves, to be completely honest with you. And I'm not a fan of Karl Anthony Towns at all. But, man, I love Anthony Edwards. He's so fun to watch. And that corner 3 he hit, that was a nice shot, man. It was fantastic. And I can't take anything away from Towns. He played a fantastic game. I mean, he had, 28? He shot 5 for 7 from 3. He played great. You really can't take anything away from him. He was definitely the best player on their team. But Ja Morant was able to close it out. Desmond Bane ended with 25, but he didn't feel as effective as he did in Game 4. But he did have a fantastic game in Game 4, so you can't really expect him to feel as good, like to look as good as that game. And Dylan Brooks, oh, man, he had a bad game. I don't care what anything says. He had a bad game. His plus minus is +8, but he had a bad game. He shot 1 for 10 from 3, 3 for 18 from the field. It was bad. It was really rough. And I think one of the threes was the 3 was in the fourth, so he hit it when he needed to. But that was what was so scary about this game. You're sitting here and you're watching this team and you're going, holy shit, they're like about to lose. Nobody's making a shot. They can't make a free throw to save their lives. Ja was like 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 from the free throw line. And you're like, oh crap. And then I think he proceeded to go 7 for 8 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. So huge fourth quarter for Ja. Huge game for Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. This was a must win. Obviously, game fives, I forget what the percentage is, like 83% or something. The team that wins game 5 wins the series. This was a huge must win for them, and the Grizzlies came out and pulled it out. So shout out to them. I mean, hey, also just turned 21 this like 20 seconds ago. So hey, shout out to that as well. But that's pretty much all I've got for this recap, man. Make sure you guys check out the Twitter. I definitely was live tweeting these games, especially this Memphis one, man. That was insane. But make sure you guys check out the Twitter. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys all in the next recap. Peace.